Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the United States and the Cold War. Last episode, we realized the inadequacies of the United States military, or more specifically, army, and ended up disbanding most of it. So what I did is I disbanded all of our units in Europe. Europe is left to its own devices now. Europe has failed us. We are tired of Europe, and Europe can simply just go and handle themselves. Fuck Europe. Europe is not helping us. Europe never wanted to help us. So screw Europe. We also disbanded all the armies in Japan, keeping the army in Korea and keeping the army in South Vietnam, just in case war breaks out and we need to have some sort of response. At the same time, after last episode, I ended up ordering 60 brigades to be made, which is not enough to cover up all the losses from disbanding, but at the same time, we needed armies. This will result in 3 new armies in the shape of the prototype army we have over here of 60,000 men. I think and hope this will be more balanced than whatever it was before, since it has a better balance between all the various elements. But at the same time, I could be wrong. Could be that it's insufficient and we need more tanks specifically. That's just adjustments that will need to be made afterwards. Full independence of Brunei, apparently. I didn't know we control that. So congratulations, Brunei, for your independence from us, maybe? And we have now a demographic... I don't even know how to handle this. Seemingly some people, we will have population growth. We also have people who arrive from Mexico, Italy, Spain, Peru, North Korea. Apparently we have immigrants from there. That's interesting. Oh god. United Micronesia, sure, you can have peacekeeping. We have reached the foremost superpower again, mostly due to when the war started out, or when the war began, Soviet Union probably mobilized, and their military score got overwhelming, meaning that they had more points than we have in total. They became the foremost superpower in the world, and now they have disbanded their armies, and now we're the foremost power in the world. Which is probably great because we got a lot of additional prestige from that, which is not bad at all. They have 547 brigades. We have 108 at the moment, which is pretty bad. They have 78 ships, which I'm pretty sure we can overcome. How many ships do we have? More than that. The launch of Sputnik. Crap, they managed before us. The space race is on. We need to win that. We are making some more ships here. We have 12 ships done. Where is the last ship? It's supposed to be somewhere. Take a look here. We have a destroyer. This destroyer who's right here. Is all of them destroyers? No, not all of them. That's an aircraft carrier. But is one of the destroyers supposed to be over here? Maybe. That's 4, 8, 13. How many ships were supposed to be here? 5 and 9. There's supposed to be one more destroyer here. Are destroyers being kept up over there? Because that would be a bit unfortunate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're nowhere else to be seen. Here we only have some transport ships. Alright, we will transfer over one of you to get here. Wait. Oh no, don't tell me that this naval base can't get anywhere else. Because that would be pretty bad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these is a bit bugged. So these ships, which is stuck over here in the Washington region, at least on the map here, they can't go anywhere else. I guess we'll have to make a separate destroyer, maybe in Norfolk. And have to be careful of not picking... Is it Baltimore? Yeah, not Baltimore. Inter-American Development Bank. We will do that. That is a thing we can do. Allow the formation of Korea. I wish. Let's see, where is it? There. Good. That will give us more prestige. Oh, and apparently we can bank aid levels, research point modifiers. I think we will go for this one. Only positives. At least for us. The third way, meaning fabric apparently. Activate fabric. How is that the third way? Well, we will get some fabric. And then we have the missile guidance system here in Navy. We have the Army thing. And in Army we can go surface-to-air missile, which is great. Armies are being made across the country and everyone is coming here. I think some, unfortunately, will be stuck on Hawaii. I did not think that through. Alright, here's Hawaii. But we can transport them over. We have a transport fleet there, it's fine. Should be no worries at all. Absolutely no worries whatsoever. We just need these armies to be up and running so we can finally contend with the Soviet Union. We have become a hydrogen bomb nation, which increases our minimum military spending and gives us prestige. Great. Acquire ICBM nuclear missile delivery means. We will go for that, lowering our tax income like everything else. But who needs tax when you can, you know, deliver nuclear missiles across a continent or two? Let's see, where is the attempt to send? Let's pray it succeeds. No, it fails again. It's only 25% chance of it succeeding, so it's a slim chance that we will win. One day we might. One day we might replicate the success of the Sputnik. Medium nuclear capability. Yeah, that's right, Soviet Union. You hear that? Operation PB success? Oh, sure. Go for it. Go for it. I have no idea what it is. Never heard of it before. Let's see. Surface-to-air missile, which will improve our fighters' attack, their supply consumption, and combat width. Launch of Sputnik. Again? Didn't they already do that? Maybe they can do it twice. Maybe it's Sputnik 2. A very, very famous thing. So Norfolk, how's the destroyer coming along? It will be done 17th of January. Meaning that I think this aircraft carrier won't be alone anymore after that. Which is completely fine by me. Let's see, December, we are 1957, which means that North Korea is probably wide open to an attack again. Is any one of our allies willing to join in? They will accept. You know what, this is a perfect opportunity to see if they're actually willing to join in, or if they're just making fun of me again. And it's a perfect opportunity to send over our little army over here with our transport fleet. Where is our transport fleet again? I can't remember. Maybe over here. We have the United States Hawaii Navy, and we have those 6. We need more than that. We have some transport fleets over here. Oh, good. Send them over. Together they might be strong enough. Might be. Probably will be. Maybe. But together they can carry 21. And one of our armies is 20,000 men. That should be fine. Should be absolutely alright. Positively alright even. There, and this aircraft carrier won't be alone anymore. It now has a friend, and it's under Isaac Reynolds, who is a nationalist and also stalwart. Meaning he will fight for his country and never give up. Which is good. This is exactly what we need. The only thing we can do now is missile guidance systems. There, missile guidance systems. And after that we are done with technology for now, unless something else unlocks before we're done. Somehow I doubt it. Somehow I really doubt it. So has the transport ship arrived to Hawaii? They have. And we have this little friend to tag along. So these ones will go away. This one will transport itself over, and we have another one that will be built. Artillery will be built by... You know what? We will wait for this army to be done too, so we can transport both of them over at the same time. That way we won't have to transport or send fleet here twice and do all such nonsense. We can all do it at the same time. US diplomatic mission to ease. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll succeed. We can have good relations with Soviet Union again. We have excellent, they love us. So I don't even know what this whole Cold War is all about. They love us. They have excellent relations with us. They could not be happier with us. Yet, at the same time, everyone expects us to hate each other. So we're kind of playing along, making things up, fighting in other countries. We don't have to do it ourselves in our own home country, and it will be too messy. So basically just having fun. NATO. What, didn't we have NATO already? Or maybe this is the official NATO. All countries that have the modifier NATO. The USA gets NATO giving the following effects. A lot of good effects. Great. Now we officially have NATO. Officially. Maybe that will help out. Thinking of helping out. Just go full speed while we wait for stuff. Supply range. Do we have any other technology to do? No, we're done with technology. Full independence of the Marshall Islands. I couldn't be caring less. Do what you want. There, under William Potter. Deliver them to Wilmington and then pick up the army that is waiting there to be transported over to Korea. Attempt to send a satellite into space. Let's hope it succeeds this time. It failed again. Since I hate it when it's based on percentages, because technically speaking, we could be here all day trying to figure out a way to get our satellites into space. It's got nothing to do with the scientific and technical expertise of the people making it. It's all about to do with random luck. RNG. And I wish there was a better way to do it. That is not dependent on RNG, or at least not RNG that is like 25% chance. But oh well. Oh well. These guys will head up to the main gathering point. How many can be standing there anyway? Oh, see, we love each other again. This one can support a lot of men. A lot of men. So there's no worries there. Transport over 60,000 men to Korea. And we have this 132,000 men, which is a bit of an odd sight to see. Still no technology to be done. Nothing to do there. We are as cutting edge as we possibly could be when it comes to technology. We are pretty darn awesome. And armies are continuing to be built. 96,000 men now. There will be 180,000 men before we can split them up. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do the whole splitting up since there will be 3 armies in total. So one of them will have to be split manually. I hate doing that. But it's gonna take a while since apparently everyone that can be a soldier comes from New York or some other big place like that. Claim Antarctic territory. Sure, there's no point in not doing that. Absolutely no point not to claim territory. There's no more technologies to be done here still, and maybe in 1960 there will be. We're in 1959 now. We are going through a rather big military build-up, or rather military restructuring is a proper term for it. And when we can do our second army and taking it to North Korea, then perhaps we can go to war with them. To be fair, wait, are they in Soviet Union care now? Crap, they're in the sphere of the Soviet Union instead of the People's Republic of China. That changes everything. Absolutely everything suddenly changed. Can we influence them in some way to get rid of the Soviet Union from here? I doubt they can, or we can. The Soviet Union and China are fighting each other over North Korea. Which is good for us, I suppose, but it would be better if China actually had the upper hand and actually kept North Korea in the sphere of influence, because we could act on that. No, not so much. Not so much. But we will do it anyway. Eventually. So I wonder if we can cut one army out of here. So there will be 5 tanks, right? 5 tanks. We will be, well, a bit more bombers than currently, and then it will be 6 of these. So we're lacking fighters currently in this army. But it will stand in Greenville instead of in Richmond, Virginia. There we go. Army is improving. Just trying to figure out how to approach the Soviet Union. There will be so many men that will need recruiting before we can take them on. A bit too many. If we were to declare war on them now, which we can't, I wonder if people would be willing to join us or not. Belgium is apparently one of the greatest powers on Earth, which is a strange sight to see. Ratify United Nations Convention of the Laws of the Sea. Let's see, where is this? Sure, they will give us prestige. Once again, claim territorial waters up to 12 nautical miles. Absolutely. A lot of things they have added. India has joined our glorious bloc. Wonderful. Doesn't look like they are, but they are apparently in our glorious bloc. I'm glad for that. I'm glad for India joining us on saving the world from dirty, dirty communism. Which is so far working out as decent. I've been through better. I've had better runs at eliminating communism in the world. I've been more successful in the past. But we're still doing good. The only problem is that apparently all the bombers come from Tampa. So Philadelphia, Washington, New York, and Tampa is where they come from. We can once again attempt, and we can once again fail. This is like what, the 4th, 5th attempt at this point? Unsuccessful attempts, and everyone in the world requires our bailout. And Turkey as well. Yeah, Turkey, take the 5th bailout loan. It's fine. It's fine, son. We won't pressure you for the money back. We'll just invade you when you don't pay us back. Don't worry about it. It will be what? Oh. North Vietnam attacking South Vietnam, and we are not involved? Who declared war? Who declared this war? South Vietnamese liberation of Vietnamese Annam. Oh. Is the South Vietnamese declaring independence or declaring war? Which means we did not get called in. So who has the most army? North Vietnam currently, but they have to face the might of the Taiwanese, or Taiwanese. Okay, that's the wrong country. The Thailandese army over here. 39,000 men. Our army is just in the thick of it, sitting there, waiting, looking around, not giving a shit. It's fine. We have an army here. Don't worry about it. Maybe in 1 month we will have more technology to unlock. Maybe. That would be pretty cool. And this fleet should probably just send back to the east coast in order to transport over some more fools. We have now 99,000 men sitting here. We have some more bombers, and there was 1 more bomber which we needed. And then we have to wait for... the fighters. We have 2 fighters now. We can transport them over too. This means that we are lacking... Oh, we're lacking 2 tanks? Sure. Oh, I didn't know I failed in that regard. There we go, I have 2 more tanks. And then there's the last of the fighters. Joint Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. Absolutely. And now we have a lot of technologies. At least in army. Mechanized infantry. Submarine-launched ballistic missiles. Main battle tank, which apparently improves artillery and not the tank, funnily enough. 3rd generation jet fighters. Mutual assured destruction, which apparently increases morale. Who knew? I think mechanized infantry will be our primary objective. This is one of the things, since we had like a solid year and a half of no technology to be done. They could probably have, put them out a bit by bit instead. I think that would have been better. Direct crude oil production in our nation to exceed OPEC. I think we will meet OPEC quota. It won't be fucking around with them. Iran has joined our glorious bloc, which is interesting. We will give them Okinawa. So we lost these territories. They got a naval base that we built there. We are friendly people, building naval bases for our friends and then handing them over. Vietnam War discontent. We're not even in the Vietnam War. We have no influence over it. They don't want to be friends with us anyway. We try to help them, but they don't want to be helped by us. So this means that in the next army that we make, which we'll probably be able to make very soon, we can use mechanized infantry instead of using the motorized infantry. The mechanized infantry is slower, so they're in the same. There won't be any wasted resources going to maximize speed. They will have less discipline apparently, but much better defense and attack. Or much better. Yeah, it's actually substantially better. And the same maneuver, the same reconnaissance. We will definitely go for mechanized infantry and then having tanks and the rest of these things. Though at the same time we will also wait for having the third generation fighters, because maybe that will unlock modern fighters. Maybe. No, maybe not. I don't know what unlocks modern fighters, honestly. I have no idea. Chile offers us an alliance, which is fine. So what happened to... Oh, it's the Taiwanese... once again the Taiwanese. The Thailand army is way over there, Siamese army, whatever. Let's see, third generation fighters, jet fighters. There we go. I don't think that will unlock them. I wonder what will. U2 incident? Yeah, U2. Modern fighter, we must discover close air support. Close air support. Ah, it's over here. Allows construction of modern fighter. So we can... The modern fighter will unlock in 1990. Holy crap, that will be a long while before we get anything in that regard. So definitely now we should be able to make whatever we want to make. We have one more fighter to give over here. This army is now done. It can be transported over to whatever it needs to be transported to. That would be fine. The rest we can split over here. Split one army over here and one army over there. This has the bombers, the fighters, or lack fighters, lack artillery, but the rest is fine. Lebanon wants an alliance and will probably join our bloc. There we go, they did. Excellent job. Lebanon is now a friend of ours. Third generation jet fighters. And we can initiate what? Initiate a supersonic commercial jet program. Yes, absolutely. Just need to find it first. There we go. That will cost us 1 million. But we have gotten a substantial amount of millions in between. And we can also now go for mutual assured destruction. The technology goes really fast. We haven't even done 1960 yet, or the year 1960, and we're already done with 3 of the 6 technologies that unlocked this year. So unless a lot more technologies are unlocked, I'm not certain whether it's... I'm not certain about the technology aspects of this mod. I think that needs to be a bit more balanced out, maybe. Maybe, potentially. As well as the whole, when you declare war on the Soviet Union with a real, reasonable, like, they're provoking you into action, you answer that action, you call their bluff, and it ends up being war and all your allies bail on you. Because for some reason, you are the one declaring war, you are the aggressor. And apparently South Vietnam won. Good job, South Vietnam. This is a very different sort of Vietnamese war that we are attempting here. Okay, last thing we will do this episode is attempting... Okay, we failed. That is one thing that will probably end up happening for 5 years, the whole trying to send a satellite up to space and always failing because there's a 25% chance of succeeding. And as far as I know, won't use that whole thing where if you fail multiple times, the chance actually gets higher that you will succeed the next time. I think it's just a stuck number of 25% each time, regardless of what happens previously. Which is a bit frustrating, but then again, we will suffice. We will solve it eventually. We are Americans after all, we have the most talented people in the earth, and if we don't have them, we make sure that they want to come here. That is actually an incredibly successful formula that more countries probably should try to use, but it's really hard when America is dominating so hard when it comes to culture and everything. Anyway, I won't start rambling on about things that have nothing to do with this. Next episode, we will continue to build up our armed forces once again in order to eventually be able to fight off a Soviet war, a war against the Soviet Union, because that seems to be the only way to defeat them. And then maybe we will try to rush through some more years, because right now, besides the decisions and events, not a lot is happening, I must admit, in between these episodes or during these episodes. So we'll hopefully try to see if anything more interesting will come up in the future. Otherwise, we might end up in a position where it's probably best to call it quits at a certain point, maybe try to force a big conflict, have it solved, and then try something else. I've been interested in trying out the Great War mod for Hearthstone 4, since that's more focused on the actual warfare aspect. So that would be pretty cool. And it's also an entirely different era and in a different game, but still, it is more war focused. And maybe Austria-Hungary or the German Empire, that could be pretty cool. Or Italy, or France. You know the nations that were in World War I. I don't need to ramble on and list every single one of them. But one of them could be pretty cool to try, or some other mod for Hearthstone 4, or some other mod for a different game. And also I hope that Imperium Universalis gets up to date soon. That would also be pretty cool. Anyway, before I continue endlessly, have a good one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. So yeah, see you next time.